Ladies and gentlemen, hi, hello, how are you? Your old pal Jason here. You are looking at the homepage of my website. It's jasonsgroovemachine.com. It says so right up there. Why are we looking at this? That is an excellent question, and I am so glad you asked. Well, there has been, here to ye olde dashboard, there has been some talk on ye olde YouTube, because YouTube likes to do things every 6 months, and most of them don't make a lot of sense. Most times they don't tell you about it. You just kind of have to stumble upon these things. But I heard from an unreliable narrator, so that's where I'm starting off from, that YouTube was changing the way they count views and that they count comments and things like that. Now, this unreliable narrator has been wrong about 97.64% of the time. So, number one, I didn't care. Number two, I didn't believe it. So, that. But somebody did come up on our Discord and said, hey, no, this is a thing. You may have noticed your views have gone down. This summary here says they have been, but when I compared it to other stuff like a week ago, it was actually up. So, I don't know. It said views are going to go down because YouTube is no longer counting views if you use an ad block. Now, I'm a big believer in ad blocks. I think they're great. I 100% agree with them. If you're using one, good for you. If you're not using one, that's fine. You make your own decisions. But I don't know a single person who doesn't use an ad block in some fashion. So, ladies and gentlemen, I also discovered today from a reliable source that comments may be next on the chopping block if they are not already in your area. So if you use an ad block and you want to leave a comment, you don't get, either the comment doesn't get left or I don't get notified. Now, that's been a thing for me for a long time. I don't always get emails about comments that are left. My little bell thing here doesn't always light up, and they don't show up over here in my community thing. Usually what happens is I will get a comment on another video that references a comment that was made on initial video, and then I have to go back and find it because it doesn't show up here. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I don't know. It's bizarre. So I want you guys, if you're leaving comments and you're asking questions or you're whatever, I want to know about it. I want to get that. But I think it's dumb to require you to use an ad block or to get rid of an ad block to do that. Now, YouTube will probably say something like, well, you just get YouTube Premium and then it won't affect you at all. You'll just have to pay YouTube for a service you've been getting for free for the last 20 years, whatever it is. Except, ladies and gentlemen, from another very reliable source, a month ago, 6 weeks ago, I don't know. Some people who have YouTube Premium accounts, which you get so you don't have to watch ads, are starting to get ads. Now, I don't have YouTube Premium. I don't care. I don't want it. So I cannot neither confirm nor deny, but the person who gave me that information is somebody I trust. They have been doing news for 40 plus years. Tech news for 20, 25 years. They have a team that double checks this stuff. So I'm thinking it's legit. Can't say for sure. So I don't want to sway anybody because I myself haven't looked into it because, like I said, I don't care enough. But if YouTube's going to say, well, if you just buy premium, then you won't have these problems anymore, I wouldn't trust them. Because YouTube, Google, the don't be evil people who've done some pretty evil things. So I've got an idea. I've got a thought. No bad ideas in a brainstorm. My brainstorms are mostly like drippy faucets. So I'm here to present the idea to you. Now, I don't know, comments, right? Am I going to get them? Who knows? So we may have to figure out a workaround for that. But here's the thing. I did not know it was this bad. Bad? I don't know. I made a post a while ago, September 23rd, and here it is. Here it is. heart is. Do you guys use my website? This one right here, to look up stuff, or do you scour the channel here to look up stuff? And 75% of you, 75% of the 4 of you, didn't know about it, and 1% of you doesn't use it, or 25 doesn't use it. Okay, it's fine. It was just a question, because I'm paying for this thing, I'm paying for hosting, I'm paying for the domain name and all that. Should I keep doing it? Yes or no? It's not a ton of money. I don't mind paying for it, but if no one's going to use it, like, why am I doing it? Except I kind of prefer it. So I have a couple of questions, and then I have a proposition, an idea, a thought. I don't know. So to the 75% of you that didn't even know about it, here's my question. So if you come to my YouTube channel, it's right there. It's right there. It's in the description of all the videos. And anytime you watch a live stream, it's right down here at the bottom. So I don't know, like, when you watch stuff that I post, shut up, do you listen to it in the background? Is that kind of a thing? Because I totally do that. I 100% do that. So if that's a thing you do, no judgment. I get it. So that's question number 1. Like, when you engage with my content, I sound like such an asshole when I talk like that. But when you watch my stuff, do you watch it? Are you an engaged, active viewer, or are you a passive viewer? Am I a podcast happening in the background, or am I a movie? Am I a TV show? Are you watching it? So that's question number 1. Question number 2, since one of you has said they don't use the website, what about it makes you not want to use it? Is it just you don't feel like you need to? Is it navigation? I know that on mobile this doesn't work quite as well because some of these colors don't work, and I cannot find the CSS to fix that. So I did add the light and dark mode. I don't know if that'll make a difference, but you see other stuff gets screwed up too. So I'll work on that. And for the 75% of you that didn't know about it, let's do a walkthrough, and then I'll get to the big burning issue at the end of this video. Okay. So here's the website. Here's it's all its glory. 8OD890. That's this color. I pulled that from Earthbound. I've been using this color. I don't love this color, but way back when we had the County Line Gaming website and everybody kind of had their own little thing, I used the Earthbound checkerboard, the blue and green one as my background, and this is that green. So I don't know why, I've just stuck with it. I think it works. I'm not tied to the color, but the default for this theme is yellow, and oh god, it's bad. Anyway, so what you'll find over here on the home page, there's all the updates, state of the channel stuff. And I don't use this a ton, but I could use it more. I just don't, but I could. Anyway, so updates. Here's the current Let's Plays. If you come over to the website, here's the current stuff right there. Here's videos. These will be the most current videos. This won't be that. It could be, and I'll talk about that a little later. Top 5 Let's Plays. And what this is, I went to my dashboard and I went to my content. And oh, look, Dragon Quest XI. It's happening. It's happening. I've got so much of that still I need to work on. But I went to my playlists and I sorted by views. I couldn't really sort by views because you can't sort by views because that's a thing YouTube doesn't do. It doesn't do it here. It does it here, but you can't do it here. And I don't understand. This is one of those things YouTube just like, used to be you could auto sort playlists alphabetically. And since all of my videos are numbered, it worked great. They took that away years ago. I don't know why. Anyway, so went through all my playlists, found the most watched, and that's these. That's these right here, in order of most watched dumb. Vagrant Story. Genghis Khan 2 is a surprising one. You know, I didn't know people liked that game, and I'm certainly not good at it, but people liked it. And then I've got so many, literally hundreds, like in the multiples of hundreds of Let's Plays. I just added this, and it's just a random one if you need something to watch and maybe you don't want to go digging. So there's that. And of course, here we support everybody unless you're an asshole. And when I say asshole, I don't mean asshole in the way that I'm an asshole. I mean, like, you know, if you have a red hat with certain phrases on it, get the hell out. Okay, we're not serving. This is not Nazi bar. Go to Twitter for that. And if I pissed you off, wham. So why is that not the right size? Gotta fix that too. Anyway, so this is what you get on the front page. You go to the Let's Play section. Here's where you get basically all of this from the YouTube channel without having to go through all of this. Okay. So let's say I want to watch Ninja Gaiden. So I click on my N and then I click on Ninja Gaiden. And what happens now though, is this opens up the YouTube thing. So here's your playlist, obviously, comment section, blah, 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 blah. And that's fine, but that gets us to the problem with the comments. And like I said, I don't care about the views. That doesn't matter to me. But I want to make sure that if you're leaving comments that I'm getting them. Okay, that's the important thing to me. So here's my idea. Here's my thoughts. I could move that right down there. So if you want to see all the live streams we ever did, here's them. There's a lot of them, more than I thought. And I try and keep these all in mostly alphabetical order. Anyway. So the thought I have, and my God, would this be a lot of work? But like I said, I'm not scared of work. It'd be fine. I'd have to learn how to do a lot more, excuse me, website stuff than I currently know. I'd probably have to dig into the API somewhere for YouTube, and I don't, you know. This is why I wish that Low Bias Gaming was still a really active thing, because Coolio, so much better at this than I am. So much better. He's a wizard. I'm convinced Coolio is an internet wizard, and I am not. I am the bard who will seduce the dragon. So what I'm thinking is, instead of clicking on Ninja Gaiden and clicking on Ninja Gaiden and then being taken to here, that there would be a page for each episode of each Let's Play. Thousands literally I would have to make, but we could do it. And there could be a comment section for each episode here on the website, right? That's how that would go. Like I said, it would take me a long time. I don't know. It's not going to fix the view thing at all, but it might fix the comment thing. Upsides would be that I would know about them because I can set up that I get emails about all the comments left here. That's positive. That's a good thing. Downside, I don't know if I could set this up. I know there are ways to do it where you can use like Facebook or Twitter or whatever to have an account. You would have to have an account. And I know a lot of people don't want to make a bunch of accounts. But it's not going to cost anything. I'm never going to charge any money for anything I do on the internet. That's just dumb. You know, that's worse to me than having you watch ads for stuff. I don't like that there's ads on my streams. I wish you could skip those, but you can't. If I could self-stream, I probably would, you know. So that's my thought. And any and all feedback about such a thing is greatly appreciated. It would, like I said, ton of work. I could get it done though. Gig season is officially over, so that frees me up another 6 to 9 hours plus a week that I could devote to doing this. I could come out here and make pages for 5 or 6 hours a week and probably in a few months have it all done. Totally fine doing that. And what we would likely do, so we'll use Ninja Gaiden again as our example. You'd click Ninja Gaiden, and then there would be a, maybe the box art and then description of the game, the back of the box, like we used to have on the Low Bias Gaming. And then we could keep maybe a link to the full playlist like you get now if you click on this. But each episode could have the description from each episode, and then have next and previous buttons so you don't have to go back to the episode list to go to the next episode. It'd be a lot. It'd be a lot. But I can do it. Did it before. I'll do it again if that's what everybody, kind of thinks that they would like to do. And some of these, like Neon Abyss, I think that's only one episode. Ninja here is one episode. So it wouldn't be a big thing for me to sit and do it, but, some of these, 8 Doors is not terribly long, 1980X is one episode, Seventh Guest was only 4 or 5, Geppies 4 or 5. But then we get into the big ones. Dragon Quest 8 was a lot. Dragon Quest 11, there's 54 of them. I've got a bunch uploaded as drafts that I haven't finished. So that's going to be like 80 episodes. Excuse me. So basically, that's my query to you, the viewer. If leaving the comments, things like that is something that you want to do, important enough that you would like to do, because like I said, I want to make sure if you're leaving stuff, I'm getting it, because I don't want you to feel like I'm ignoring you. I try and respond to every single comment I get, no matter what it is, even if it's just a thumbs up or a heart. If you took the time to leave a comment and I have something to say about it, I will, because that's important to me. Because you guys take the time to watch this nonsense, and that's important to me. So if that's something that you think is worth doing, let me know. Leave a comment on this video if you're not using an ad block, I guess. I don't know. If you want to find me on Discord, there's a link right there. If you want to just email me, link right there. I need to set that up because I don't think I'm getting those. If you want to find me on Blue Sky, right there. So there's a million ways to get a hold of me, and they're all right here. Real quick, while we are here, take a look at a couple of these. The game library. So I own some physical games, and I own some Steam games. I thought these were supposed to be centered. Sometimes when these plugins update, they get screwed up. But if you wanted to see every NES game I own. Oh, that's a little slow. Here they are. Here they are. In reverse alphabetical order. No, not even. The hell order is that? There we go. So I worked in a library, so I'm big on alphabetical orders. Is this interesting? I don't know, but it was fun to set up because I kind of got to go through all my games and relive some moments. So this is mostly up to date. I need to update Steam. Steam is way out of date. Music. Some of you know I do music. Here's some albums I've made. Originals, covers, live stuff. It's all here. Electric Leftovers. That's the podcast. It's right there. There's a link to my Twitch, link to my Blue Sky, link to the Discord, email, and then the Buy Me a Coffee thing. This is Patreon-ish, crowd, tip jar kind of thing. So if you've never looked at the website, now you've been through the website. If that's something that you think, well, just tell me what you think, If I took the time to set this up so we could leave comments on the website, is that something you would be interested in? Does it depend on how you need to log in to do that? Because you're going to have to log in to do that. It won't be anonymous, but if it's something that I can, you just need an email and a password for here, is that cool? Facebook, YouTube, Google, Twitter, whatever? Do you know, was that something you prefer? I don't know. I would have to do a lot of homework on that because this is a kind of a new thing. I've not set this up. I've attempted to have self-hosted comments before, and that's been hit and miss. I think at the best, because you do get some, you know, bots kind of coming through and working on stuff a little bit, leaving you some nonsense. But we'll deal with it if that's what you guys, my audience, want. You let me know, however you need to let me know. If you've left a comment, I hope I get it. If you want to use any of these others, great. If you want to stop by a stream and talk about it, great. Our last stream, we finished Bo, Path of the Teal Lotus, and we started New Awakening, a Zelda Link's Awakening ROM hack. And I was going to start dual streaming on Twitch and YouTube with this, but because we finished Bo in the first half, we didn't. So Monday, tomorrow, September 29th, when we stream New Awakening, it will be both on Twitch and YouTube. So if you see this and you want to stop by the stream and talk about it, here's when the next stream is. It's up there. This will also light up when I'm live. You just let me know. I want feedback from you guys so I know what I can do to make the experience better for you. That's why we're doing this. That's what the website was built for, because I had so much stuff over here and it was getting to be so hard to find things. And ladies and gentlemen, like this, I don't think is correct. And it's a little correct, but like, so here's a bunch, but here's only 4. Why is there only 4? I don't know. You got to open this. You got to dig through these and then you can find the rest of them. There are limits to how many playlists I can put per section, and there are limits as to how many sections I can have. So I've kind of tried to reduce it down to where there's not quite so many, but like they don't all show up all the time. I don't know why. See, now they're rest loaded. It's just weird. The less I have to use YouTube to actually do this stuff, the better I think it goes. But you guys are the people who are ingesting, for the lack of a better term, ingesting the crap I make. So if you are cool with this, and you know, maybe not always getting a notification to me about a comment you leave, that's fine. You know, if that's cool with you, it's cool with me. But if you've got stuff and you want to talk about stuff and whatever, and this ain't working for you anymore, do we do this? Do we put a comment section here? Do we just do it via Discord, Blue Sky, something? That's all. That's all I really wanted to know. And it took me 20 minutes to talk about it because I, you know, talk a lot and I reiterate things a lot. I do it for the cause of clarity. So I'm going to do it one more time too. Let me know what you think. However you need to get a hold of me, do it. And then, I don't know, a couple weeks time, we'll approach this and decide. Really, I'll take all the feedback from you guys and my own thoughts and feelings about it, and we'll reevaluate from there. So appreciate your time. Thank you. Sorry you had to sit through the end of all of this. When I upload this, I'll just put it in the description, you know, what the question was. So if you made it this far, hey, good job.